Hello, hello. Welcome to the AwsAmazin show. I believe this is episode 7 of this format. How's everyone doing today? Thank you for spending your time with me. And as you don't know, it's just basically some random guy on the internet talking about random things that I've seen. The first thing that I guess I wanted to talk about is this story that comes out of the land of yoga pants and overpriced avocados. If you don't know where I'm talking about California. A woman in the Woodland Hills got a surprise Mother's Day gift. It's not flowers, it's not chocolates, it's human feces. That's right. Some Amazon delivery driver thought it would be fun to give her an extra special sprinkling on Mother's Day and left her a surprise package with her delivery. Let's get into it and see what we're talking about here. I want to. Oh, sorry. Let me get this going. Boop boop. Gotta switch out the headphones, or else you're gonna get some double feedback loopy. So let's not do that. All right. Let's share our screen. We'll see what we're talking about. Boom.
On camera relieving herself in front of customers' homes just moments after dropping off their packages.
A delivery driver for Amazon can't seem to hold it in. A woman is seen about to leave an Amazon package at this Port Aviano Drive in Woodland Hills around 5:30 Mother's Day morning.
Okay, I just want to pause real quick. Look at this driveway. Okay, this, if you had to do this every day, it is so uncomfortable. I just have to make that comment about living in the hills. This driveway seems like a headache to get in and out of every day.
Day morning, but she also leaves a smelly surprise. She relieves herself, does number 1 and number 2 before pulling up her shorts and walks away.
When I woke up, my husband said he was going to bring me some coffee and a pastry. He went downstairs and was greeted by not only one package, but a second inappropriate, disgusting package, which was essentially like human feces and looked to be urination.
Tamara Bedoya and her family could not believe their eyes after watching the footage from their surveillance cameras. She was not done. On another delivery later that morning, the worker is seen urinating on the front property of a different Woodland Hills home. She pulls down her shorts, does her business, and takes off like nothing ever happened. It's
Interesting, very interesting. I think the most interesting part about this whole story is it happens again in the same neighborhood I'm assuming it's a different driver because how is it possible for you to go twice in within an hour? So that it has to be a different driver. I don't know. I just think very interesting. Amazon's response, of course, is that she's an independent contractor, so we have nothing to do with her, and she won't be delivering anymore. Or will she? Maybe this is actually some sort of service that you can hire. That would be very interesting. Imagine in this gig economy, right? A lot of these Amazon drivers are gig type, like you go there for the day and you want to do like 4 or 5 hour shifts and you do those shifts and you go home and then you maybe become an Uber driver, you do some door dashing. Maybe this is actually a side hustle that she does. Maybe someone pays them to do this. That would be very fun, wouldn't it? Would you, if this was an extra service that you can provide, imagine? Because like now I'm thinking more about this story. That would be very interesting if this was actually an extra side gig that that you could do that you can go and you know like how some people do like what is it called like swatting or something of that nature where people swat the other person. Imagine if it instead of swatting, you pay someone to go deliver another special package on someone else's doorstep. I just thought that's very interesting. Let's see what else is going on that we want to talk about. Oh, uh, the I talked a little bit about it yesterday. The Diddy case. I had some more time to kind of go over it. The other thing that I found very interesting about the Diddy case was the second witness. If you guys don't know, there were two witnesses that came on yesterday during the Diddy case. First was the security guard that was there during that infamous, hotel thing that happened with Diddy. And the other witness was this male escort. And I think what he said was pretty interesting. There's this part that a lot of people were kind of glazing over is that he said that, oh, let me back up a little bit. How he got introduced with them is, I guess, Cassie had like a birthday. They needed some kind of performer. He thought it was a like a bachelorette party, so he came over there, and he was supposed to get paid like $200 or something. When she opens the door, she gives him like I think it was like 4 grand, something of that nature, and told him like we're my husband likes to do some extra special stuff for me. He wants us to get real close, get to know each other, maybe get some baby oil and rub it on each other. And he's not going to do anything. He likes to watch. And then, that happens. He recognizes Diddy because, Diddy likes to produce on the side, and he recognized the voice. Anyways, he hangs out with them for a while. And what I thought was interesting is that he said that during one of their encounters, she told him to urinate on her. So I thought that was pretty interesting because I don't know why a lot of people were kind of like uh, going over that and ignoring that fact, but I thought that was a very interesting fact that she told him to urinate on her. Maybe it kind of like changes the story a little bit. Um, yeah, so I thought that was very interesting about yesterday's court trial. That oh, and I think the other thing I touched on a little bit yesterday as well. I thought it was very interesting the defense's stance on they're not denying a lot of stuff, but their defense is basically saying that this is just a relationship spat, you know. the this is just a domestic couples thing that they're going through, and there's no like there's no like racketeering or trafficking or whatever. They're just two different adults that likes different things. I thought it was very interesting that the defense basically said there's no crime in loving baby oil. That was literally something they said, and I thought that was really funny. That they were like, "Listen, there's no crime in loving baby oil," which is very true. Um, I don't know why that stuck out to me a lot. That was very funny. But yeah, they're basically saying that if this was any other couple and you were just having a normal fight, then there wouldn't be a case. But I don't know. I thought that was very interesting about the escort guy saying that she was the one that initiated the kind of the degrading act, or maybe what they're saying is that Puffy told her to tell him. I don't know. That's like big game of telephone, so that's kind of hard to verify. I have on the side here like live updates from the courthouse, and sometimes I'm just like glancing over. I just think it's today. Cassie's uh, testifying, so I thought that was I'm trying to keep updated on what's going on over there. Let's see what what Let me see if there's any interesting updates. Nothing much so far. I think Cassie's up there right now. Let's see. Nothing interesting. I think this is 18 minutes ago. Sean Combs' mood seems were extreme. Ventura says Ventura is Cassie's real name. Her name is Casandra Ventura. He will object if I was being a brat, she added. Make the wrong face, and next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. That's totally a coach line. Make the wrong face, and next thing I knew, get hit in the face. I feel like that's a coach line because like the way it rhymes, you know, she probably went over that, but I feel like we'll make it stick out more. Be like, make the wrong face, get hit in the face. You know, like keep it shorter. Next time, okay? Next time. Let's see what else is going. Oh, I guess I want to add some interesting news. I don't know. You guys know. I'm sure you must have heard this before because I've been hearing this for like the last several years now. Is that supposedly we eat about a credit card worth of microplastic every year. I don't know what's the time frame. It's either every year, every month, or whatever. But it's like a plastic spoon or a credit card amount of microplastic, and it's everywhere. I saw this thing, and I thought it was very interesting. I wanted to share it with you guys. It's basically scientists just found out that they could use the sticky stuff on okra. Let me see if I can. Yeah, they could use the sticky stuff on okra and some other plants. You know, like if you eat okra, there's like this like plastically like sticky jelly that forms around it. I guess they could use that extract, and it will basically draw the microplastics out of the water. And they're saying that it can remove about 90% of the microplastics from ocean water, fresh water, and groundwater. I don't know. I thought that was very interesting. That's an interesting thing that is going on. I think it's a step in the right direction because we gotta do something about the microplastics. I feel like I'm trying to think. You know who I think is actually what's very interesting is that a lot of I don't know if this is a generalization or not, but I feel like a lot of girls, ladies, do not care about the environment at all. I don't know because I was thinking about the microplastics the in the ocean, right? And then it got me thinking about like the 90s 2000s time frame when all the shampoos and body washes had those little micro beads that were in there. I could I don't know if they still have those, but you know, like the exfoliating micro beads. And I remember telling my girlfriend that those micro beads get washed into the ocean, right? I don't know if you guys remember, but like I don't think they do that anymore because they don't make those for guys. It's usually a girl thing. The the body wash or shampoo with the little micro beads in there. And I remember telling her that, hey, those things go somewhere. They go to the ocean. And she's like, whatever. I don't care. But my skin is nice. And I was thinking to myself, like, she doesn't care at all. I don't know if it's a her thing at the time or it's a general ladies thing overall. Because I'm gonna go kind of look that up later. How long did like Pantene Pro V and all those other like shampoo manufacturers put those micro beads inside the body wash? Because that was kind of crazy. Who's another big component of like micro beads? Oh, those bath bombs. You know, like the bath bombs now are getting more and more crazy. uh, I remember before bath bombs were literally just like baking soda, colored baking soda, and you throw it into the bathtub. And then it started being like I don't know, like Lush or whoever, whatever that store is. They started adding all kinds of stuff into the bath bomb. And every time my girlfriend would use one of those bath bombs, it looked like a mermaid kind of like got murdered inside the bathtub because it would be like glitter everywhere. Oh my gosh. This is okay. Maybe this goes back to my point where I was saying that a lot of ladies don't care about the environment because glitter, the amount of glitter that gets used back then, at least back then, glitter was in everything. Oh, then again, they still use a lot of glitter now in like lotions, body lotions. The glitter, I had to explain, also goes somewhere, and that stuff lasts forever in the ocean, right? And then I remember her response was, "Oh, but now the ocean's pretty." Like that's kind of crazy because sometimes when you go to I don't know, when I go to the beach, right, I look into the water or in the sand, right, and you just like look at it, and sometimes I like to like just look at the sand. Maybe you like see a piece of gold in there or something. I don't know, but then you see the little tiny shimmery things, and then that's glitter. That's in the ocean water. That's just like little pieces here and there of glitter just in the ocean. And yeah, I mean, still today, they still make body lotion with glitter in there. That needs to stop. Okay, unnecessary. I get body lotion. I get you need to be moisturized, but the glitter does not need to be in your body wash. It just doesn't need to. Let's see. What else is going on in the world that I find very interesting? I mean, I guess we can talk about the Qatar. I always thought it was Qatar, but then I'm starting to see a lot of people say it's Qatar. Unless are those two different countries? That if I just do I just not know? Is Qatar and Qatar two different places, or have I just been pronouncing it wrong this whole time? We could talk about the jet thing. I don't know. If I was president and someone gave me a $400 million floating palace thing, I too would be like, "Can I keep it?" But then again, I'm not president, so it's just completely different. But in a way, it makes Donald Trump very funny. He's hilarious because his response was, "What, you want me to pay a full price?" I think the main thing that I thought was very interesting about that whole story is that he gets to essentially keep the jet, the plane afterwards. I think that's the most interesting thing because it's going to his library afterwards. It's not like it gets continued use as Air Force One. So I thought that was very interesting. Let's look inside this Qatar. I don't know. You guys have seen the plane inside? It's crazy. It looks like a fun time. Let me see if I can find inside pictures. I saw some inside pictures earlier. Here we go. Here we go. Let me find some inside pictures for you guys. I mean, it looks wild. Let me screen grab this bad boy. Oh no, this is an old. Oh, this is a picture of it when it was first built. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find like a recent picture of it, but inside it's like this like floating golden palace. Because keep in mind, this thing is $400 million. I mean, I'm surprised this thing can even fly. Because it's like a super luxurious. I don't know. Let's see. Here's a more recent picture. This was taken like This was used like yesterday. All right, let's share this picture because this. I mean, if someone tried to give you this bad boy, you're taking it. Okay. I mean, this is just the inside-ish area. It's super nice. Okay. Let me see if I can find more pictures of this thing from the inside. We want to see the inside. This is what it looked like. This is what it looked like when it was first, I want to say first built. I don't know. This picture was from 2020, 2018. This, or unless this is a different one, but I'll share it anyways so you guys can see it. Boop, 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 boop. Kazam. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. This thing must have had some parties. Okay, here's a thought. How about Trump gets the plane, right? $400 million, and then he sells it. But then you need to find a buyer. If he sells the plane and uses that money to do something, let's say he sells the plane for, let's say, $350. Give someone a $50 million discount. Okay. I mean, it's very limited who can afford such a plane. Maybe Bezos buys it. That essentially that would be the government giving Bezos $50 million, but you know, then we could use that money for something else. What would you use the $350 million for? Let me think. What project can we do that's $350 million? I saw that Gavin Newsom just enacted a plan to clean up the homeless problem in California. Maybe we could use that money for that. Oh, but that's no. You gotta use the money for everything. I guess he could sell the plane and use it to build the grid. Oh, wait. But you're doing it like, Debbie, you're saying the grid in caps. Like, is that like an acronym for something? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's totally something we could. I'm telling you, Trump should. You know what I don't like is left side media is saying like, oh, you can't do that, okay, listen. Oh, fortify the grid. I like that. I don't like them. There's like saying like, hey, like, because if you got a gift for $400 million, I'm telling you, he should just get it and maybe just sell it, right? And then use that, like as Debbie said, fortify the electric grid. That would be lovely. See, this is where like you do, like, that's the art of the deal right there. You know what I mean? You get something for free, you flip it for something else, and then for the American people, and then nobody can say anything. You see, that would be the best if you could do that. Or okay. You know how like two was it last week or 2 weeks ago we talked about how the aircraft carrier lost three fighter jets that are worth like $60 million. Okay, this is what we do. You trade the plane to get monies to replace the jets that we lost. I don't know. These are all great ideas, I feel like. Um I like the fortifying the grid thing. You know what actually makes the most sense though? Like I've been talking about with the trade war stuff, is that what I don't like is how we rushed into it, and in a way, China exposed a big weakness that America has in the rare earth stuff. We have no capability right now of manufacturing it or refining it ourselves, even though I believe we have some. It's just that we don't have the plants to refine it. You get the plane, Um, you trade it in. Find somebody. Even if you take a discount on it. Like I said, get a discount. Maybe trade it to someone else that wants a floating palace for $300 million, right? And then you build yourself a rare earth refinement factory for America. Kabam, kabam. You just solved a whole bunch of problems and it didn't cost a taxpayer a dime. If he did that, the left side media will have to acknowledge that that was a good move, right? I mean, that sounds like a great move because the main thing that I see from this tariff pause with China is that this gives us time to come up with a real plan on bringing manufacturing back. That actually means something. I think that's the other thing that a lot of people are don't like is that you want to bring manufacturing back, but the jobs that would come back are not jobs that Americans would do, like make T-shirts and stuff, uh, or because those jobs don't really mean a lot. I mean, T-shirts are T-shirts. At the end of the day, if you don't want to buy T-shirts, don't buy them, right? Or dolls, or or Barbies or whatever. But the rare earth manufacturing means something, and it has a purposeful thing that we need to do. I think that's the main thing. Because here's the other thing that I wanted to bring up a while back is that China has been planning to diversify for many years now. The only thing that this trade thing accomplished is that it sped up their timeline. They've been working on this for a very long time. That's why they've been doing, the Belt Road Initiative. They're trying to like open up different markets because they know that if we close our doors, they're screwed, right? And I think it was working. They were getting screwed over there. Their factories were closing down. They were starting to get some protests, right, because of the, the factories got too big too quickly. And once you lose a major customer, you cannot support the factories over there in China. Like that was that was it. Like so I felt like that was working, but I don't know. Uh Trump fell back because I don't know. He fell back and we didn't get anything out of it. The only thing we bought ourselves is time, and we got to use that time more efficiently in the future and come up with a real plan. So in the future, China cannot say, "Hey, you guys are not getting magnets anymore. You're screwed." You know. So that's what we could do with the big plane. Like somebody come up with a plan, not just say, "Hey, you shouldn't take the plane." Which I don't know. That's just another thing that I wanted to bring up. I just thought it was very interesting. Because I know if I feel like people are just jealous that they didn't get offered a plane. Bush didn't get a plane. Clinton didn't get a plane. Obama didn't get a plane. Trump during his first term didn't get a plane, but he did get to touch that crazy evil orb thing. Maybe he gets to do that again. Today I saw that Trump's in the Middle East right now, and if you guys don't remember, during his first tour over there in his first term, he got to touch the evil orb. Maybe he gets to do that again because that looked like a fun time. I would love to go over there and get pampered by a trillionaire because that's a different level, right? And then, I think the part that I find very interesting is that Elon and Bezos is with him this time over there, and they could really complete the axis of evil. And if they all, maybe that's what he needed. Maybe the first time they touched the evil orb, I'm sure you guys have seen the picture of Trump. Let me find it. Okay, let me see. Okay. Bam. Grab this picture. All right. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Okay. Ah, paywall. Okay, you news stations need to stop with your paywall Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me grab this. Okay. I'm pretty sure during the first term of Trumpy, you've seen the picture of him playing with the evil orb. This bad boy right here. Okay. And they all touched it and nothing happened. The world didn't come to an end, and aliens didn't come, or the lizard people didn't come from the ocean, or wherever people are thinking they are right now. But maybe this time they're missing the other people. Maybe he was missing Bezos, and he was missing Elon. Maybe they all touched the orb together. They can summon the lizard people from the ocean. I don't know. I just think that's very interesting that this time Elon's over there with him and with Bezos. Maybe somebody can ask Bezos about the Amazon uh, poop lady side gig. I actually think, going back to that story I shared in the beginning of this, is that could be someone's side gig. I'm telling you, they have in the gig economy that we're in right now. Are you telling me no one Shark Tanked an idea to deliver uh, unwelcome gifts, right? Because it's always like there's a market for bad things as well, right? I'm telling you, could be a Shark Tank idea right now in the gig economy, right? uh, it's always like, oh, how can we make everyone's lives more convenient? Maybe there's an app out there in the gig economy that's making people's lives less convenient. And part of that is pooping on their front door. Like, that's one of the services that you can get from this app. I'm telling you, what can we call this app? Like the unconvenient, the hateful life, the hate. I think there we go. The hate, and it's basically an app where you can pay somebody to go and leave gifts in front of people's doors. Instead of like good packages, you leave bad packages. I don't know. I'm telling you, there's someone out there working on this right now that just wants to see the world a little less, little less happy. Maybe you have an enemy out there and they're on the other side of the country, and you're like, this guy on the internet, I hate him so much. Or my friend loves these kind of jokes. I'm gonna pay somebody to go over there and just leave them a stinky surprise. I don't know. I'll leave it at there for now, unless there's something else that you guys want to talk about. Let's see. Let me see if we get any updates on the Diddy stuff, though. Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay. 14 minutes ago, Casandra Ventura testified that partying with Sean Diddy, Combs, and the freak-offs took a big chunk of my life. She recalls staying up for days on end, drinking, doing fun stuff, having, with strangers. Freak-offs range from roughly 36 hours to 4 days. Dang! 4 days! Woo! Though they could last longer with breaks. Then she would need to recover from dehydration, sleep deprivation, and other things. The freak-offs became a job where there was no space to do anything else but recover and just feel normal again. Okay, that's very interesting. Let's see. This is an earlier update to this, right? 16 minutes ago. Over the course of her record detail with Bad Boy, Casandra Ventura says she recorded hundreds of songs. Some were released officially, some were leaked on the internet, and some just didn't see the light of day. She asked how many full albums were not released as part of her 10-album deal. 9, she said. Let's see, she said. The decision, she says, was Sean Combs. Okay. Listen. Um, as I said, I just read that off of an update from a reporter that's in the courthouse. If you guys don't know, earlier I was saying that Casandra Ventura, Casey, is the star witness today, and she's just recanting her part right here. Just this part about, I guess, about the songs. Um, I want to say that I know. Keep in mind, I'm not in the music industry, but at least in my understanding of how it works, is that everybody records hundreds of songs every day. Like all the time. And isn't it Sean's job, Sean Puffy Combs, isn't his job to kind of shift through what is good and what is bad? So I can totally see where, because I try to be as objective as possible, and try to see things from both sides of both sides. Um, based on at least from this summary of what she's saying so far, I don't see uh, a crime so far because the partying is the partying. Like that's just part of the lifestyle that so far. Like so. I don't see how the quote unquote freak offs, at least what she said in this summary. Maybe when we get the more detailed breakdown from her itself, it may sound worse, but because it took you days to recover from these parties, doesn't sound like. I mean, we've all been there. We've all drank too much on one night, and the next day you have a big hangover, and it takes you the full day to kind of get back to normal. Um, unless he's like, and again, we've all been there where someone peer pressures you to, go over your limit. But again, unless he's with you and he's literally telling you, hey, take these or else, I don't see the crime here. At least in what she said, right? Because if she testified that, hey, he was like right there and he was telling me I need to do this or else, I don't see the crime in the partying so far. Keep in mind they're on break right now. She's gonna come back and she's gonna say some more stuff. So maybe there's more to it, but at least so far from what she said, I don't I don't see anything wrong with that. In terms of the songs, let's see. She was asked how many full albums were not released as part of her 10. How many albums does she have out? So apparently she has a 10 album deal. How many albums does Casey have? All right. How many albums does she have? She has 2 albums. Okay. She has 2 albums out of her 10 album deal. So that's interesting. So maybe, I don't know, because here's the thing about that too. Isn't it part of the producer's job to kind of sift through? Because even Tupac, right? After he passed away, they released a bunch of unreleased music, and there were a lot of songs there, but those songs were unreleased for a reason. You know what I mean? A lot of the songs, I'm pretty sure every single time an artist passed away, they always do that unreleased out song money grab album, and it's usually not very good, and there's a reason why. So I can totally see she's only got 2 albums out of her 10 album deal. I mean, I'm pretty sure she feels salty about it, but maybe they're just not that good. Maybe it's not that good. Who knows? Let's see. What else? This is 25 minutes ago. Let's see. She lived in Los Angeles. She had her own apartment, but Sean Combs had keys, used them whenever he wanted to. It was like a stomach in knots moment when he visited because she never knew what kind of mood Combs would be in. Let's see. Whether he would yell and bang on the door or come in smooth. Okay. Let's see. This is 30 minutes ago. So I'm going backwards. So we have to go. Okay. Prosecutor Casandra Ventura deep into her testimony about her relationship. She begins describing some abuse, dragging, kicking. Okay, that's from the hotel, I'm assuming. Okay, anxiety over the voyeuristic things that he was into. Or actually, no, introduced her into. Okay, she met Combs when she was 19, fell in love. Okay, when you're 19 and you fall in love with a multi-millionaire, billionaire, I don't know if that's really love. I feel like that is, you have your eye on the prize. Okay, I don't know. Okay. That's basically it. Those are the main updates that I saw regarding the case. They're on break right now. Let me see if there's anything else that's very interesting that we can sift through. Let's see. Oh, she describes the mercurial. Oh my gosh, mercurial. Oh, I can't even say the word. Mercurial personality who would pay for her rent in Manhattan, but also frequently tell her to fix your face, watch your mouth. Let's see. If Combs couldn't find her, he would send security guards or personal assistants to locate her. Listen, he's just trying to make sure you're okay. He's just trying to make sure you're okay. He can't find you. He's worried about you, girl. He gonna send some extra security. Maybe the assistance is over to provide some assistance. I don't know. So far, from what I'm seeing, I don't see the crime from what she's saying. A lot of my friends that I know, or some of them are like wealthy, I would say, and some of them are like business owner type. And I'm assuming Puffy's a business owner type. And a lot of times when you're in that kind of like lifestyle, you're usually the guy is very controlling in a way because they're used to that that influence that they have over, because they have employees, they have people that have to listen to them, that they're on their payroll, and so that's just how they naturally operate. And so far from what I'm seeing here, he just seems like that type of person that's just very controlling and whatnot. So again, so far from her testimony, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary that you would expect from a business owner, CEO, person of high influence kind of person. Let's see. Okay. As Casandra Ventura testifies, she continues to shift in her seat, put her hands on her pregnant belly. All right, she wants to let people know that she's pregnant. Okay, have some sympathy for the pregnant lady. Okay, infidelity and jealousy were part of their relationship. Okay, that just means that. Oh, wait. I was extremely, insanely jealous, but sometimes she moved to. Okay, wait. Let me read this again. I'm sorry. Infidelity and jealousy were part of their relationship. Casandra Ventura says, I was insanely jealous. But she says she moved to Los Angeles because I was in love and wanted to be near him. Okay, so this is the part where I feel like the defense can kind of harp. I guess this is early on in the testimony because this update was given 36 minutes ago, and as I said, I'm going backwards. Some of the updates were given like 10 minutes ago or not, but this happened, I guess, earlier on. Yeah. This is a part where I feel like the defense completely can harp on, though, because she's saying that she was also jealous and whatnot and very controlling, and she moved to Los Angeles to be near him. I don't know. That's something that if I was the defense, I would totally harp on and be like, "Hey, you made the decisions yourself." As I was saying earlier, a lot of the stuff that she said earlier on or later on doesn't seem like they're crimes. It just seems like he's a very controlling boyfriend. I don't know. So you guys could maybe you guys could see something different. Um, let's see. What Debbie say? Debbie says narcissistic people thrive in business. She got played on both sides because of her part would be worried, and she would be okay. Oh yeah, no, I totally get with you, Debbie. Like that's totally what I'm saying. Where like he seems like a normal like this is what you would expect if you were with Diddy, right? Um, I mean, I feel like let's just take Leonardo DiCaprio for example. Do you think he is lovey-dovey as well in his personal relationships? I mean, what do we expect from Leonardo DiCaprio when you think about Leonardo DiCaprio? He holds the power in the relationship and you're out of there by 25, right? I mean, so I don't expect anything that much different from Leonardo. It's just that no one ever came out, um, about this to say anything about him so far. But I'm pretty sure there's something there. He became her handler and supplier. I mean, I could see that. Maybe she became like completely dependent on him, on on, on Sean. Puffy Combs, that could totally happen as well. In a way, this is why you don't mix relationship and business together. Because if she was able to stand on her own, she would just leave, but she can't because she's part of the record label. I mean, he has control over her albums getting released. I mean, that could be a big part of it. For you to do, I mean, I guess for you to do hundreds, she's saying hundreds of songs, but only like we just looked up earlier, she's only got 2 albums out. But again, those songs could be bad. Who knows? We'll never know. We'll never know. Unreleased songs are always never good. No, control freak. No, that's what I'm trying to say though. This is what I would expect from someone like Puffy though. You would if I'm just saying if I was to put myself if I was a girl, right, and you met Puffy out in the streets and you got in a relationship with him, you would expect him to be that kind of person. Um, I mean, a lot of them are like that, no? I mean, Jay-Z has that elevator incident with the elevator incident. He seems like a controlling guy too. He's just been more laid back recently, but he seems like a controlling person as well. I just saying that I expect that kind of behavior out of him, out of people like that. At least a lot of the business people that I know personally, they're kind of like that in a way, in their personal relationships. And when I get to know them, it's kind of like, um, that's what I expect. Like sometimes I just expect it. Sometimes it's more. I guess it's more refreshing for me to see like a guy that is not in that position that is not controlling like that. But it's a lot of times it's very rare because they got there with that personality and they just want to keep on going. Oh, the other thing that I found very interesting that I'm trying to remember. This happened yesterday. I saw this update and when I was driving, and they said that it was the prosecuting team. They said that he was a very they said that Puffy is a very vindictive and vengeful person, right? And when I saw them say that, You know what popped in my head was, if I was like, it's very interesting. He's very vindictive and vengeful, and it got me thinking about um uh, Big. You know, uh, because I was thinking like, oh, you know what? They're saying that he's vindictive and vengeful, but there was no like, I don't feel like you didn't see Puffy, at least maybe I didn't see it as much. Maybe I was too young to pay attention, but I didn't feel the vengefulness. I just felt the remorse because he released that hit song that came after Big got got taken out. Um, and he released Puff Daddy basically soared to the sky after that. Because he released that song, and everyone was on his side, and I didn't see that vengefulness. I just saw remorse. But then it got me thinking about, like, did he have something to did he really have something to do with it? Because the prosecutor was saying, like, Puffy has this vengeful, vindictive side. He never lets anything go. And I was thinking, like, wait, if he doesn't let anything go, and he's got this like vengeance in him, um, where was that? Where was that when um Biggie died? I don't know. He's a mean girl. No, he's a mean girl. I could totally see that. Oh, they could do a Mean Girl remake, um, Mogul edition, and they can get Puffy, they can get Jay-Z, and then it's like a reality type show movie, and it's like the crew, they're all together. They get Kanye in there as well, and it's like the three of them together, and they're with AI. I'm telling you, they can make this movie. I'm trying to think the exact scenario, but they could totally do this. Get Jay Z, get Puffy, get Kanye, and they could be the Regina, the other girl. Like, Kanye could be the girl that what she's famous for is, the she could tell the weather with her boobies. Um, Kanye could be her, and then I guess Jay Z could be the other one. They could totally remake this movie. Oh, but then you need a main character. You need a Lindsay Lohan type person to kind of come in there. Who's big and powerful right now that people love? Oh yeah, Tupac too. Oh wait, Debbie, are you talking about the Tupac as in, like, no one went to go find the killer? Like, you didn't feel that as much? But that's different because Tupac is separate from Big, the notorious one. Because, like, Puffy's, like, directly linked to that. He profited, like, big time after, because, like, without Biggie going down, and if because, like, Puffy wasn't a big singer back then. He releases that one song. It soars to number one, and it was playing nonstop on MTV, and I remember listening to it, and I was like, uh, I was definitely, like, balling out of control because I was like, because I grew up deep in the during that time, and I love Tupac and I love Biggie's music, and like, they both, like, passed away, and I was just thinking to myself, like, and then I was thinking, like, dang, Puffy's really rising up right now. Then, so I don't know. I was just driving yesterday, and I saw the prosecutors were talking about Puffy's vengeful side, and then they just never. I just feel like I didn't feel that from him when Biggie died, and that's supposedly be his best friend. So I don't know. What else? I think that's basically it today. I gotta take. Yeah, I mean, they're on break, so I mean, I'll come back later. Thank you for spending your time with me, Debbie, and thank you for everyone else for spending your time with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye, bye, bye.